There we go. We should it's right on the hour, so we'll give them just a couple minutes, Anthony, for those running on Realtor time. That's a thing. That's a thing. I appreciate you guys being on time. I don't have too much of a leeway. We'll get jamming. Any good stories lately? Any good real estate stories? Any good non-real estate stories? No great real estate stories? No funny stories? Come on, guys.
All of mine are sad, and I don't want to bring the group down.
Oh,
So,
okay. No sad stories this morning. Not yet. No, no, no. I will tell you,
okay.
we had 25 people for a summit, a 2023 real estate forecast. It was great. Great crowd, great Q&A, great back and forth. But guys, when you do a couple weeks of online advertising and 3,000 mailers, you're hoping for more than 25 in the crowd. Just saying, it was a very humbling experience. We'll do deals out of it. It was great, but a lot of output to get them to show up to events. Just as a reminder from me to you. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Mark. Welcome. Welcome.
Good
You
morning.
all are here on time. Let's not worry about realtor time anymore. Let's jam and honor those of you here on time. Guys, thanks for being here. I'm excited to have Anthony here with us for you all to meet. Anthony and I go back a few years now, Anthony, which is nice to say. Friends, co-coach, and just a phenomenal overall real estate extraordinaire, and has built a heck of an agent to agent lead pillar that I wanted him to share. He was so graciously willing to share. And I know a number of you do good business agent to agent wise. This is going to be an open flowing conversation and lots of Q&A. But I'm going to let Anthony take it from here, and let's have a good call. Anthony, it's all yours.
Right on. Well, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
I appreciate it very much. Like Don said, I think we've known each other I saw a Facebook memory the other day. I think you were in the background from a summit in like 2014 or 15.
How
So
about that?
I'll have
Wow.
to
Yeah.
show you the photo, but it's like we're at House of Blues in San Diego, I think. And you're like in the crowd, way in the back.
Way back here, that little face right there.
Anyway, but yeah, just really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to visit. And you guys, I mean, hey, look, we've got our different lead pillars, right? We've got open houses, past clients, sphere, geographic farming, and agent to agent to me has been a godsend for the last few years as I switched markets from Minneapolis to Kansas City, now back here in Bentonville, Arkansas. Does anybody ever heard of Walmart? Show of hands. No? Yes, some nods. Okay. Hey, good deal. It's not just a local company anymore. That's good to hear. America's #1 employer. But anyway, so today what we're going to talk about is agent to agent referral. The two biggest areas for me in regards to agent to agent referral are going to be events and Facebook groups. Now, giving some precursor to that, understanding there are other ways that you can get agent to agent referrals, mastermind groups. I wrote down letters to other agents. Who is here licensed in 2 different states? Nobody. Okay, well.
Nobody yet.
I am, but working on it.
Working on it, right on. So me here in Northwest Arkansas, Missouri's 15 minutes to the north, Oklahoma's 30 minutes to the west. I'm licensed in both Missouri and Arkansas. One way to get business that way is to create relationships with agents across the border, vice versa. Some of the business that I get from other agents is, hey, Anthony, I really like working with you, but we don't have anybody in our entire brokerage. We're only 15 minutes down the road that's licensed in Missouri. Can you handle the deal? So that's one way, right? Local events and local meetups. Some of you guys might be involved in local masterminds. That's something to where you can gain agent to agent referral business is, hey, you're on this side of town, I'm on that side of town. I'm in a very smaller market to where going from one end of the market to the other is only about 45 minutes. Whereas some of you might be in major metropolitan area, like for instance, Don going from where he is all the way up to like Burbank or wherever, that'd be way too far. Better refer the deal. Hopefully you have a relationship that way. Commercial versus residential. That's another opportunity to do agent to agent referral. Maybe you're all about residential, or maybe you're wanting to dip your toe into a commercial. You get an opportunity, co-list or co-buy that deal with that other commercial agent, so where you can learn about that. But again, my two biggest ones that I want to visit with you guys about today, again, because we're part of the Tom Ferry ecosystem, are events and Facebook groups. All right. So is there other people who here does referrals agent to agent on a regular basis? Okay. So we've got Karina and Mark. And Mark is in Outer Banks, North Carolina. Right on. Karina, where are you? You're on mute.
I know. I'm in Phoenix.
You're in Phoenix. Okay. Gilbert, Chandler, Peoria.
I'm in North Peoria, but I do service the entire valley, and I also work Northern Arizona too.
Gotcha. So you're up by like the 202, the 303, and the 606, and all those that go up that way.
Yeah, there.
Those aren't created yet, but maybe she got the joke. Right on. So you know what it's like to give and receive a referral, and it's a piece of business. One time we think about receiving that referral, but there's so much missed opportunity in giving referrals is, hey, I might not know. I have family. My aunt lives in Peoria. Okay. So for instance, when talking with Miss Karina here, let's say I'm not the agent, but my aunt's moving from Phoenix to Outer Banks, North Carolina. I can make the connection on both ends. I'm not doing any part of the deal other than getting my aunt connected with Karina and with Mark. So I make a little piece of that action. Have you guys ever heard the term mailbox money? Yeah, I love getting checks in the mail. Are you guys awake this morning? What's going on? I mean, I know everybody's on mute, but Don, this is why there's
I think you're good. Yeah, I think it's good. I'm on the West Coast with Lori. Everybody else has been up a little bit. We're good.
Right on. Fair enough. So have you guys gone to Tom Ferry events or other events where you just had elite retreat? Getting some nods, yes. Okay, right on.
Yes.
So when you're at those events, are you intentionally seeking out agents in your feeder markets? Yes, I got a couple of head nods, couple of what are you talking about? Okay, we're going to dig into some of that. And also, has anybody heard of a little app called Facebook? Yes, you've heard of that. Great, wonderful. We're all tracking. I need to know who my audience is, right? So Facebook is an opportunity, and there are networking groups, Facebook groups, cheerleaders, and people who will give you leads and pass and whatnot that happen in that regard. So I'll tell you a little bit about my process, and then at the end, give time for let you know some action items that maybe you should look into, and then also some question and answer. Does that sound fair enough for everybody? Is there any questions I need to make sure that I'm answering throughout this whole thing that you'd like to know right now?
Not yet.
Crickets, apparently.
There we go.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So I'm not going to go too deep into what is a referral, but I really have a bone to pick about a referral versus a lead. If you call me and say, hey, Anthony, I know somebody that's moving to your area, 25%. I'm like, wait a second. How do you know them? Where are they coming from? What are they looking for? What's their price point? I might not be the guy for them. So giving a referral versus giving a lead is a whole different thing. Have you guys gotten solicited by those companies that are like, could you handle 3 to 4 more listings in your area? What they're doing is yes. Okay. So you've gotten those.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. No, it's great. I mean, that's what I want. I want this interaction. So you get that what they're doing is they're marketing in your local area. And Tom's even talked about this, that so many more of our deals are going to have a piece of a referral or some type of cut in your commission to be able to gain that business. What they're doing is they're marketing on Facebook or social channels or following around with Google ads. They click on it, then they go and find you in the area, and then they take a piece of your action. Why can't you do that, right? With other agents. And that's what we're talking about. All right. So events and Facebook groups, let me touch on that first. All right. Right now I'm involved, and I'm just telling you guys my process versus maybe what you do. Maybe you can gain some nuggets, right? I'm not saying that what I'm doing is the best thing, but here's what Anthony does, and I've found some success with it. Don, would it help to give some numbers?
Why don't you start where we were when you started and where we are now? Yeah, let's do that.
Right on. Okay, so been a Tom Ferry client since 2014. Started coaching with, hey, thank you. Started coaching with Don 3 years ago when I was in Minnesota. Moved to Kansas City, coached full time, and then moved down here with I think my last year in Minnesota, maybe 2 or 3 agent to agent deals.
Right.
So now here in Arkansas, I wrote down my numbers. 2021, I had 13 referrals in that closed, and I sent 8 out to the tune of about 60 grand in and about 25 grand out. Okay. Last year, I had 10 in and 6 out. Right now, I'm working 39 sides that are leads at this point. They're leads, referrals. 39 sides, 9 are agent to agent, 4 of those are from Tom Ferry ecosystem. Currently, I have 4 under contract, 2 are agent to agent, 1 is from Tom Ferry ecosystem. So you've heard, hey, get your coaching paid for free by, if you're doing it right with agent to agent referral, with networking and referral groups like this, you can essentially get your coaching paid for free. That's what they're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for your interaction, Don.
I'm here for you.
Appreciate it. So Facebook groups, let's visit on that for a second. So I'm in 30 Facebook groups, actually 32 that are either mastermind that pass referrals or they are specific referral groups. Some of those, and if you guys want, I can send you a list of all of what they are. I can invite you to them or tell you so you can get yourself to them. But the process there is, there's so many times people go on and they say, I need it. Let's see, Lisa, where are you from?
California here, the Bay Area.
Bay Area. So are you in Livermore, Turlock? Are you in, where are you?
Yeah, so Danville, more Danville, Sanibel, Pleasanton.
All right, Pleasanton, right on. So Pleasanton, Walnut Creek, that kind of area, right?
Yes.
So Lisa, how many times have you gone onto Facebook and you see it says, looking for a seller's agent in Walnut Creek, who do you know? And then there's like 50 names on there and you're not one of them.
I never click on those.
You never click on those? Why not?
Don't trust them.
Because why?
Should I? Should I?
Well, let me ask you this. Should you hold an open house on a listing or should you not?
Oh, no, I definitely hold an open house on a listing.
Why?
I want to get the buyers in.
Okay, so the buyer comes in. Have you ever written an offer on a house right there in an open house?
Yes.
Yes, but it doesn't happen all the time?
No.
No,
I
okay.
wish it did.
Had you not held that open, would you have gotten those opportunities?
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting at over here. Same kind of thing over here on the Facebook groups. Had you not click on them, you won't get the opportunity. You can't score if you don't shoot. You ever heard that?
Yep.
There we go.
Right. All right. So we can all agree that there are opportunities out there on Facebook and it happens on the regular. And a lot of times you see those cheerleaders that are like, oh, you got to work with Mark. You got to work with Lori. You got to work. Well, how do you know them? Oh, I know the name of a person that lives there. I don't actually have a relationship with them. So we're in a relationship business, and that's why the referrals from the ecosystem, as far as events are concerned, and also the Facebook group kind of intertwine in the sense that if I hadn't met you at an event, I'm not going to go speak your name out there. I don't know who this person is. Well, how do you know them? It's going to come back. They're going to go, Anthony, how do you know Lisa in the Bay Area? You know, we talked on the phone one time. Wow, that's a great referral, right?
Sure.
Not really.
No.
You know, I know a name of an agent there. That's not a really good referral. What a great referral is something like, hey, you know what? Karina and I, we had coffee with 8 other agents. I learned really a whole bunch about her business. She's in the Phoenix area, specifically in Peoria, right up there by the lake. If you know somebody that wants to be on the lake, Lake Pleasant, wow, you really know this person. You know about their business. You know about what they do. That really helps the other agent that's giving the referral feel more comfortable to pass it along to whoever their client is. Would you agree?
100%.
Seeing some nodding heads. All right, cool. So 30 Facebook groups.
Anthony, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Talk about your groups that you're
I'm
naming off like towns of people that you know fairly.
missing the question.
For everybody else, this is why we don't do coaching calls in the car. Melissa, you're coming in and out a
Can't
bit.
help it. Sorry.
Try
I
again.
may have to hang up, but
Try again.
do you let people know what areas you specifically are in?
On the Facebook groups?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, I mean,
Okay.
kind of breaking that down earlier, what would a good process be? As far as your action items, one of the action items is go join all these Facebook groups. Okay. Go join the Facebook groups. And when you get let in, hey, everybody, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of the group. My name's Anthony. I'm here in Northwest Arkansas. And then type in a few towns: Bentonville, Springdale, Fayetteville, Bentonville, Bella Vista, Rogers. So when people go and they search the group, you guys know how to search the group? You go and search a Facebook group. You know, I got Facebook up. Maybe I could just do a little demo right now.
Here we go.
You want to let me share my screen?
You can share your screen. Go ahead.
Go ahead and do that. I have something else up right now, but let's go ahead and bring Facebook. All right. So Facebook, can everybody see my screen? Yes or yes? Am I speaking to
Yes.
someone sitting in
Yes.
your
Yes.
chair?
Yes. Yes.
All right, so go over here, Facebook, on here to the left, groups. All right, so over here on the left, I've got Real Estate Mastermind. They pass referrals. Lab Code Agents passes referrals. TF Private Referral Group. I'm not going to stand on my soapbox there, but I'll tell you how to find agents other than going to this group. Christian Realtors Referral Group. All right, so let's go into Eddie Saeed Network. I know there's thousands of agents in this group. Let's see. Melissa, where are you from?
Gillette, Wyoming.
Where?
Gillette, Wyoming.
Gillette. So let's just type in Wyoming first, and let's see what comes up. All right, so we've got Bree Martin. Does anybody know Bree Martin does awesome art in Wyoming? She's in Casper, I believe.
I know Bree.
Do you know Bree? Yeah, sweet girl. Cheyenne, Wyoming, Landry, Wyoming. But what happens is you type in Wyoming, and here are the agents that are your friends that are in Wyoming. Okay, but you can go back and look to see what other referrals are happening in that area. So one of the things that I do, there are companies you can hire to go and watch these groups for you, but it's very expensive. Or does anybody have a VA?
I do.
Okay, so a couple of you have VAs. You can have your VA, if you trust them, sign into your Facebook group and manage this for you. So you're out shaking hands, negotiating, closing on business, right? They go in here, they manage the group, they find out that there is a referral in your area. What do you do?
Comment, DM,
What else?
text all my friends and say, recommend me on this post.
You do that. Absolutely. Get some people saying, oh, well, how do you know her there?
See if you have any mutual friends.
See if you have any mutual friends.
So you can get them to reach out directly.
If you have a mutual friend, hey, I saw that you are looking for a referral in this area. You really need to speak with my buddy so-and-so that's there. You need to talk to him. Pass that information. When you pass that information, don't forget phone number, what market, their name. How many people have phone names in their phone book? They don't even know who that person is, right? So when you're texting someone, when you say name and location, so like Don in Placentia, California, I might not have his name plugged into my phone, but if I type in Don in the search, it brings that up and I know, oh, 925 is that area code, or 313 or whatever. Not 313, that's Detroit. But Facebook groups is an opportunity. So what a good action item is, one, is to go and join all these groups. It's free dollars, costs you no money at all. Two, either have your VA. Did somebody have a question? Mark, did you have a question? Oh, I thought you had your hand up. Sorry. Have your VA check the group at least once a week. So one of the things that I do is my wife or myself, my wife helps me with my business. We go and we look at these groups on Monday, Tuesday mornings, because guess what? They met with clients over the weekend that are saying, hey, guess what? We're moving to Timbuktu. So Mondays and just before the weekend. So Monday, Tuesdays, Thursday, Fridays, check these groups once a week. It's part of your process of your agent to agent pillar. Okay. And when you do, don't look for the new opportunities only, look for the old opportunities. Are All right. So somebody's looking for somebody in Landry, Wyoming. Let me go look at the comment. Megan Barr can help. Did Megan follow up? Did Megan like this? Did Megan? We don't know. Hey, Loban, this is Anthony with so-and-so. Wanted to find out, were you able to find a connection in Landry, Wyoming? Sometimes you find them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you hold the open house and get a deal or a buyer, and sometimes you don't. It's part of it. We're working a numbers game that's also tied to relationships. Okay. So Karina, you said it right. Comment. Don't just like react, because when a react happens, it also pushes that feed a little bit further as more than a like does. Jason Pantana tells us all about this. So instead of just liking the post, heart it, care for it, whatever, do one of those two. Don't do the mad thing that actually pushes it down, believe it or not. Text and then call and follow up with that agent. Because people go on here and they say, oh, you need to follow up with so-and-so. So-and-so typically, we're realtors. We don't follow up. So I'm telling you, you want that business? Follow up. Money's in the follow-up, no matter what you're selling. Pens, trinkets, trash, what have you. But it would be nice to see that you're the referred agent in that area. And that ties back to events. Before I move on from Facebook, does somebody have any questions right there about Facebook or what have you to before we go into events?
So Anthony, you offered a list of these groups. Can we get them? Can we get the list?
I don't have a list put together, but I will put one together and I'll send it to Don and then he can send it out to everybody.
Okay.
That would be super helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I would also just add on that too,
Yeah,
that
please.
there's a lot of agents that if they need a referral, they won't actually post, but they'll go in and they'll read the comments and see who was recommended. So it's worth it just to put your name out there, because you might get a referral 6 months from now. That's just somebody going through and searching like we just did and finding an agent in whatever market.
100%. Absolutely. Actually, that's happened recently to a coaching client of mine and myself. Hey, how did you hear about me? I went onto the referral network group, saw that you were recommended that area. I didn't want to go through the process of saying, hey, who do we know in Bentonville? And then, you get all the other people and it's like, well, are they any good? Right.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Other questions about Facebook groups?
And I'd like to point out, as you're all thinking about your questions, Anthony, you belong to 32 groups.
Yes.
I wanted everybody to let that number sink in. That 2, not a few, 32 groups. It's not a one and done thing, and I'm guessing you work and monitor all of them, right?
I say that tongue in cheek. I went and looked at one this morning, and there was one that my name had gotten recommended, and I missed following up. So I'm not susceptible. I'm not perfect either. Don't get me wrong. That could have been $1 million deal or a $200,000 deal. Who knows? But yeah, 32 groups.
The attempt is, though, to get to and monitor everything you're part of. Yeah,
100%. Yep. You got it. So before we get into groups, or before we get into events, I want to talk about your profiles. So for instance, you've heard this before, and I can't stress how important it is when you're in part of an ecosystem like we are. So here's mine in my group. So I'm waiting for Google to finally come up with my reviews. But how many times have you gone into a Loom and you're like looking for an agent in XYZ area, and you've got 3, but none of their information's filled out. So you're trying to do your research on who these people are, but you don't know who they are. So make sure, so little tip, action item, put this on your action items, go into your profiles on Facebook, on Instagram, on Illume, especially. We're part of this agent group. There's how many people in the core group or elite? 12,000 people. Make sure that your stuff is updated with your social tags in there, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, your website, all of those things that are tied in there. Big miss if you forget to update your service area. If you don't have a service area selected, Don, I don't know if you've gone over this with your clients, but if you don't have an area selected, somebody types in, I'm trying to think of where anybody is, but Bentonville, Arkansas, and I don't have this located here, I'm not going to show up because I didn't select a service area. You can select multiple service areas. So I'm licensed in Arkansas and in Missouri. So I have both of those covering there. What neighborhoods are you serving? What your specialties are? Do you have an introduction video? I heard somebody clicking in there. Somebody have something to say there? No. All right. So if this is an area that you're wanting to do, when we go through this as coaches to our clients is, okay, what are your options? What's out there? What's your budget for this lead source? What are you doing now and what's the result? What could you be doing? What should you be doing if this is a lead pillar you want to work? Does anybody know the name Melissa Menard?
Yes.
I'm getting some nods. Tell me your name. I'm sorry.
Oh, Deb Refarth from Boston.
Yeah, how are you?
Good, and you, Anthony?
I thought that was you.
Let's see.
How's Rhode Island?
Mass and Rhode Island are great.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. So Melissa Menard is somebody in our Tom Ferry ecosystem that has done agent-to-agent referrals very, very well, as has Becky Garcia. Sorry, I know there's people in that marketplace, but Becky's done it very well. Melissa's done it very well. Jeremy Applebaum has done it very well. Has anybody been to an event and Jeremy Applebaum gave you a little tchotchke, a little KC barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
We've gotten those, right? Some people like the tchotchkes, some people don't. You don't want to carry it home or you don't want to bring it to an event. That's part of what we're going to lead into here. So I'm not going to dwell too long on this, but make sure that your information is updated on your social channels and your wherever your profiles are. So Melissa Menard. Melissa, I met her a long time ago. I really appreciated how she handled her agent-to-agent business. One thing she has is an agent-to-agent section on her website so she can drive realtors to that page. So I went ahead and put one together as well. So here's my agent-to-agent section on my website. It has an introduction video. I can send you the video. I'll just let it play for a second.
Hey, thanks for checking out the agent-to-agent section here on my website. We've either met at a conference somewhere or perhaps you're online right now looking for an agent to help serve your clients here in Northwest Arkansas. My name is Anthony Mosley. I serve the Northwest.
So we can go into detail about that. But when we're meeting people at events, this is going to come back around. So let me stop sharing screen and we can go back to that. I'll tell you how important that is. We touched on tchotchkes for a second, but before we get there, does anybody hold events for your past clients or your sphere?
Haven't in a while, but yeah.
Okay. When you do that, what are your opportunities, Deb, for your event? Your communication is what I'm talking about.
Call.
Okay.
I mail invite. I use every channel possible to reach my client.
Okay. So you have the event, movie event. Let's call it a movie event, right? So you're going to call them, text them. You maybe even create a Facebook invite for that so you get them on social. You might even mail them a card in the mail. Did anybody go to prom and get one of those awesome prom invites back when you were in high school? No? Maybe that was just my high school.
I'm too old for that. We didn't do that back in the day.
So, but sending an invite, there's multiple ways that you can prime them before the event. Then you have the event. Then there's the follow-up after the event, right? It's the same exact thing when it comes to agent-agent referrals when you're going to Elite Retreat, Summit, Sales and Marketing Edge, Blueprint events, what have you. Or maybe it's other events with your individual brokerage, or your designations have events as well. We can talk about that. But you need to prime your sphere, your database, your agent-to-agent database prior to going. Who knows Todd Bartusek?
I know.
Okay. Know the name. So Todd's in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm calling Todd on his birthday. But before Elite Retreat and before Summit, Todd, what's going on, man? Hey, am I going to see you next week? Am I going to bump fists with you and give you a high five while we're there? What's going on? Yeah, man, I'm going. I'll look forward to seeing you there. Todd and I might not go grab a beer together. We might not go grab a coffee or mastermind or dinner or what have you, but at least we're going to get a fist bump and we're going to have that face-to-face interaction. So I primed Todd before the event. Are you going? How are you? How's your family? Happy birthday. What's going on in your life? All throughout the year. Then at the event, hey, Todd, high five, how's business, how's life, hug, I already have his contact information. I don't need it. Then after the event, hey, Todd, what did you learn? What were some of your key takeaways? How can I help hold you accountable to that? How's your coach holding you accountable to that? Can I give some extra squeeze to that? Okay. So priming your database prior to going to the event, call them, text them, email them, Facebook message them, Marco Polo them. Ooh, I've got a whole presentation, Don, I could do on Marco Polo.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, does anybody know about Marco Polo?
A little bit.
Okay. I'm getting
Yeah, we don't use it as a group.
Right on. Well, we can chat about that later. All right. So when you're going to these events, how do you stand out?
I think that was a question for y'all.
I don't try to stand out. I'm like a cowboy on a cutting horse, cutting somebody off. I mean, I want one-to-ones. I don't bring swag. I'm not trying to make a splash. I mean, I've hosted the Super Social before, so I've gotten contacts from that.
Yeah.
But I concentrate on people I know and maybe meeting people that they're talking to that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But all about the one-on-one conversations. It's all about relationships with me. It's not you're not going to get, my assistant's not going to walk around the convention center and hand out 500 seashells with some sand from the Outer Banks. It's just not what I do.
I actually have a don't section on my notes. Yeah, don't do that. Don't go and put your stuff down on every single chair to have TF events crew come and pick it all back up, and now you wasted all that money.
That's right.
It's all about relationships. But I'm going to divert Mark a little bit because there are people that do want to stand out. They want to be, maybe they're in a Las Vegas market and there's 50 million real estate agents with Tom Ferry or whatever, event or whatever you're doing that are there in Las Vegas that you need to stand out. So what is it? So I'm gonna sit there for a second. Some of my favorite tchotchkes I'm gonna show you. Does anybody see these little chips?
The poker chips.
Yeah, poker chip. This is Ray
Ray
Allen.
Allen.
I've been connected, but I'm like, dude, I gotta have one of those. So he put his brokerage on one side, put a QR code on the other. You scan that, and it brings you to his Linktree account. And you can download all his contact information. So Ray is in Little Rock, Arkansas. He's with this brokerage and he's all this, that, and the other. But you got one. Yeah, right on. So it's very relevant. It's easy to carry. I've gotten some at events. It's like, what am I going to do with this thing? Right?
Yeah.
So my advice when you're coming to an event is be sure, one, you bring a business card that has your name, your phone number, your picture, and what market you serve. Have you gotten business cards that have name, phone number, picture, but you don't know where they are? Like, who is this? Where are you? You have to know that. You can't be a secret agent. Who wants to be a secret agent? Right? So business card, name, phone number, location, and if you want to get crazy, put a QR code on there. Put that QR code on your business card. Did anybody get one of these at Elite Retreat? This is a golden ticket from a guy named Jordan Hawk in New York. Yeah. Anyway, put his QR code on there. I love it. QR codes are relevant. It gives a lot of information with a simple scan of our cell phone. So there's the way I do things and there's the way other agents do things, and it's totally fine. You get the, hey, download my QR link or whatever. You now have all these contacts in your phone that you don't have any way to follow up with them. They get lost in a sea of 2,500 other people in your phone.
That's right. That's right.
If you have somebody that wants to do that, that's fine. But your process, if agent to agent referral is your thing, take out one of your cards, write their information on it so you have a tangible way to follow up after the event. Okay. Here's my process. Anthony goes and gets all these business cards. I come home with a stack of business cards. Mark, like you, I only want 5 to 10 people that I've made a really good connection with that are in my feeder markets. Has anybody heard of How Money Walks? How Money Walks, some of the data is old, but it shows you where people are moving from into your market and where people are moving out. So you can then go, you know what? There's people that moved to Northwest Arkansas from Denver, Colorado, from Colorado Springs. I need to make sure that I connect with Treasure Davis, Christy Reese, and a bunch of other people that are in Colorado Springs and also in Denver. Why more than just one?
More than one agent in the market to fit your personalities and give your clients options.
That's exactly right. Anthony, I want a referral to someone that's young and hungry. I want a referral to a man. I want a referral to a woman. I want a referral to a team. I want a referral to this person, that person. If you only have one person, I've got not getting into politics. I've got a white male that's over here. All right. It's in this market. I want a team. I want somebody young, somebody vibrant that's going to go and handle this. This guy's 80 years old and what have you. No, I don't want grandpa showing me around. Nothing wrong with that. That's what the client wants, not what we're giving them. We need to be able to be the provider of the solution. Okay. I don't want to get into all the politics and all that kind of stuff, but people want what people want. All right. So how do you stand out? That's what we were talking about. This is something that Melissa Menard had given out, but I copied. This is my agent to agent key. That little QR code right there, that takes you to my agent to agent section on my website. So I'm driving people back to something that they can learn more about Anthony after the event. It's something small. It comes with a little keychain that says serving Northwest Arkansas. And it's on a little Arkansas shaped keychain with a little heart right there in Northwest Arkansas. Okay. Something small, something easy. Mark would probably take this and throw it away, but that's okay. That's fine. Right. Cheap to reproduce. Okay. Before I go on to the next section of events, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns there?
Anthony, I'd like to add on and just say Karina is who you and I were talking about what she had done and what she did in Vegas. Think this would be a good time, Karina, if you'd like to share. What did you do for a giveaway? What have you know what? No, I got it. This is my chance, Karina. I can finally do it. All right, Anthony, excuse me.
No
I got to
problem.
share this with you guys. So 2 years ago, Karina walked in, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but this is from my point of view. Walked into one of our TF events in Vegas, actually. I think it was the Elite Retreat 2 years ago.
No, it was at the first one it was my very first Tom Ferry event. It was Summit, which definitely has a different vibe than Elite Retreat, right? So it was Summit and it was in Dallas. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I was so close. At least it was one of our events. Anyway, apparently Karina and her assistant at the time came in and were hit on a few times by the guys at the event and just given a creepy vibe. I think that's fair to say. And most of us would just bail and pout and not want to be there. And how could they? And that's not what I signed up for. But Karina wanted to do something a little different. And Karina, I'll let you take it from there. Share with everybody what you ended up doing.
Well, after that happened, my next event was Elite Retreat in Las Vegas. And I was really scared to go because I was going by myself. I didn't know anyone. And so I was like, well, maybe there's other women that are going by themselves and it's their first time too. So maybe I can plan to like go to dinner with them or something. So I just like put a question out in the group and said, who wants to like grab dinner while we're there, like women that are traveling alone, maybe it's your first time, we can go to dinner together. And I had like 70 people reach out to me and say, yeah, like I don't know anybody, it's my first time. So I created a Facebook group for women that are traveling to Tom Ferry events to post all their, we called it like a meetup group. So that you can just say like, hey, I'm going to breakfast if anyone wants to join. And it's all women. And, you know, people use it to coordinate their own meetups. And then I coordinate like dinners, like big dinners, where people can meet and network. At the last 2 elites, we did it, and we did it at the last summit. And then I created shirts for everyone that said Ladies of Elite. We called it Ladies of Elite. So the shirts say Ladies of Elite Meetup and Mastermind. And we use the group to mastermind, to give referrals, to share tidbits. Like I just shared this morning about interest rate increases on conventional loans that are going into effect and credit score cutoffs and how we can use that to get buyers off the fence. And so everyone just kind of shares different stuff, asks questions. A lot of the women say, like, I would rather ask a question in that group than in the other group because I feel safe. I know that it's like other women and I don't feel judged here and people are more willing to share. And right now we have 600 women in the group that are all in Tom Ferry coaching. So we have core and elite, but you know, it's grown pretty big. So, and I've gotten,
guys,
just
we're not invited, just so you know.
no men.
Yep.
But just like I started that, so elite last year, so it's been 1 year, and right now I have 3 deals in escrow that are referrals from my ladies of elite. And I've received, I was just looking at it while we were going through here, I have 5 more that I'm working right now that are referrals from that group, and that's just in 2023. So I didn't even go back to like last year's numbers. So I got a few last year, but like it's increasing a lot. So
That's awesome. Awesome work, Karina. I love it. And I just wrote down here, you were brave enough to be vulnerable, put your truth out there, think about being out of the box just a little, and really leaning into this ecosystem. I think that's what this is all about. Awesome work. Yeah.
And it hasn't been, I'll just add really quickly, it hasn't been cheap because I'm doing like shirts, which is expensive. I bring like 100 shirts to every event. I booked 2 Airbnbs for Wire when they come out here in April. So I'm definitely putting a lot of work and money into it, but it's definitely paying off. So
yeah, it is called networking.
mm-hmm.
You're right. There is some work in there. So awesome job. Just thought a good place to add that in, Anthony. Sorry to.
No, that's perfect because it leads right into my next thing.
Beautiful.
Is while you're at the event, Karina, thank you so much for sharing that. That is phenomenal. Here's an experience. There's got to be other people that are experiencing the same thing. Let's go create something and let's see what happens. Yeah. You got to put yourself out there. Growth doesn't happen inside of our comfort zone, right?
That's right.
It only happens outside of it. So that was the next thing, is something I tell my coaching clients, and this is a bit of a confession. I don't go to the events anymore for the content. I go to the events, like Mark said, I want to go meet people. I want, trying to think of it. Mark Perry is an agent that I've been friends with on Facebook for at least 6 or 7 years now. He's in Las Vegas. Never met the guy. We had a 10-minute conversation at Elite Retreat this last week. Awesome guy. Now we're connecting. We're staying in touch more. But that's exactly right, is who are the people you need to meet while you're there? Yes, you need to go in with an intentionality of, here are the 3 to 5 things that I'm listening for my business in the general session, in the breakout sessions, what have you. But when it comes to agent business, are you really going to connect with the agent that's sitting right next to you that you go, give a high five, tell them they look good? You might, right? But it's the hallway conversations, the coffee conversations, I'm not a big fan of the happy hours because you can't hear anybody anyway. But if it's the happy hour where there's 5 to 7 people, great. But dinner, coffee, mastermind, breakfast, working out at the gym, going to CrossFit together, you build those relationships with your tribe of people. And that's exactly what Karina did, is here's my tribe of people that are going through the same thing. Here's a group of CrossFitters that are going through the same thing. They're real estate agents. They have commonality. You find your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Cliche, right? Follow up. So we talked about priming. While you're at the event, giving away your little tchotchkes. This is one of my coaching clients. This is Candace. She is the Pink Bug Realtor in Las Vegas. This is her hangover kit. You got a bottle opener and a little Alka-Seltzer, or Alka-Seltzer for the hangover afterward. Anyway, it's fun. She's sweet. Then there's the follow-up afterward. You come home with a stack of business cards. I challenge you. Jason Pantana talks about video. Tom talks about video. I'm sure Don talks about video, and I'm going to tell you about video as well. Does everybody have one of these? You have one of these. It has a camera, right?
Has a couple of them.
Record. So, for instance, this is what I don't have any of my cards to show you. I've thrown them all away. Why? Because they're all in my CRM, and I followed up with every single one of them. Come home with your stack of business cards. At least send them a text. At least send them a text that says, Lisa, it was very nice meeting you at Summit or Elite Retreat or what have you, wherever you met. Hope all is well in Walnut Creek, in East Bay area. Because when I go back, if Anthony, I forget things. Do you guys ever forget things? No? Okay. Just me. If I forgot to put Lisa's name in my phone book and go back, oh, she was in Walnut Creek or she was in the East Bay. I can type in East Bay and search in my phone and go, that's got to be her. Look at the text and it said, hey, Lisa, hope all is well in this area. How are you? We know we met at this event. So here's Anthony's process. Again, you might have your own. Here's mine. I come home with a stack of cards. Here is Jordan's card. And I kept it, not because I've already done this, but I come in here on my cell phone, type in Jordan's phone number, and I hit record and I say, hey, Jordan, what's going on? It's your buddy Anthony here in Bentonville, Arkansas, serving Northwest Arkansas. Hey, man, it was great meeting you at Elite Retreat in Las Vegas last week. I want to let you know if there's anything I can do to be an extension of your team here in Northwest Arkansas, feel free to reach out anytime. Or if you need somebody in Arkansas, I'll happily get you connected with the agent, wherever that might be. Thank you again. I'm going to plug your information in so we stay connected. Done. Send. Less than 45 seconds because it'll send. But if it doesn't, make sure you also send a text with it. So video and a text. Why video? When you guys, when somebody wishes you happy birthday, how many video text messages do you get for your birthday? None?
I
One?
wanted from Don Jacks.
You got one from Don Jacks. All right. So
I
maybe
get a few
one,
from Top
maybe
Area
two.
clients.
So how many Facebook messages do you get or on your Facebook page that say HB2U? Like, who is that? So when you come home from an event with a stack of 50 business cards, or Mark, you've got 7. Hey guys, it's Mark. I want to let you know, I really appreciate meeting you. We had a really strong connection. I wanted to let you know, I want to continue that with you and make sure we stay in contact. Have your information, I want to plug it in. They hear the tonality in your voice that you care. They see your face and they go, oh yeah, we were standing, we got coffee and you spilled creamer on yourself. I remember that. It creates a stronger connection for your agent to agent referrals. And then guess what? When somebody's looking for an agent in North Carolina, hey, Mark, I forget where you are, but do you serve this area? You know what I do? Or no, I don't. You should talk with so-and-so. You're creating a stronger network of relationship. So that's the follow-up afterward. I've got a couple other bonus things about events. If you have the ability to do so, do so. Number one, if you can speak on stage, take that opportunity and crush it. You get on stage at an event, whether it's Tom Ferry or a CRS event or an ABR or NAR or Inman or anything like that, everybody now knows who you are. Okay. The next thing, and I'm practicing what I preach. My coaching clients wouldn't be willing to do it. So I said, guess what? I'm going to do it. Was at Elite Retreat. Tom said, hey, does anybody have any questions for David Childers? I ran up to the microphone. Why? Because guess what? When I go up there and I say, hey guys, it's Anthony Mosley in Bentonville, Arkansas. The question I have for you, or if you remember maybe some neurolinguistic programming, hey guys, it's Anthony Mosley in Bentonville, Arkansas, ... Let that sink in. David, question I have for you is this. People see me on the screen. They hear that I'm Anthony. Who is that guy? He's Anthony. He's in Bentonville, Arkansas. You become more known. So it's free dollars, guys. At events, Tom always does a question and answer. There's maybe you're in a breakout session. And you go to one of these breakout rooms. They always leave time for question and answers. Get an opportunity to ask a question. Go ask a question. Your name and where you're from. Hey, it's Mark. Where's Mark from? Hey, it's Mark from North Carolina. Oh, crap. I need to connect with an agent in North Carolina. There are other agents other than this mastermind here looking for agents that they can connect with. I need somebody in North Carolina because of this, right? So you've got your breakout sessions. If you can speak at one of those, at least ask a question. If you're not speaking on stage, ask a question. Does anybody know Diana Mochlin out of Chicago? Yes, I'm seeing some nods. Diana, if you watch any event that she goes to, she's almost up every single time at the microphone asking a question. Hey guys, it's your favorite realtor, Diana Mochlin here in Chicago. She always asks. People know who she is. Maybe you don't because maybe you're not in there getting coffee during that section. But that's really what I wanted to make sure we discuss today. As far as agent to agent referrals, there's a whole bunch of other stuff we can dig into, but I have to share you my absolute favorite follow-up that I've ever gotten from somebody. Have you guys ever heard of the CRS designation? Certified Residential Specialist. It's based off of tenure in the industry and merit based off of past sales. So you can't just sign up and get that designation. You have to actually have business. So one, when you go to these events at CRS, you know that the other agents have put in the time. They're not, don't get me wrong, if you're new, I appreciate you very much, but they've put in the time. They've been around the block a little bit, and they're extending their education by going to these events. Okay. So I'd never been to a CRS event. So I went to Phoenix last year, 2022. It was February 2022. I went to Phoenix CRS conference by South Mountain. Anyway, Karina's like, yeah, I know where that is. But anyway, I get this card and this box in the mail. I'm like, what the heck is this? I get this box and a card. Okay. Open it up. It says Buffini on the back. That's Tom's uncle. It says, hey, Mary Smith. So here's her business card. Never too busy for your referrals. It's a handwritten card. Says, hey, Anthony, so great to meet you this last week at Celebration. That's the CRS event. Here's a small gift to remind you of the area of Florida that I work in. I'm like, okay, what is this? Guys, this cannot be something that's cheap. I'll show you this exactly. Don, did I show you this before?
Unless it's a gator in a box, no.
Does anybody know what this is? Mark, what is this?
He's from Daytona.
I'm from North Carolina, the home of NASCAR. So yeah, I know
You're in NASCAR. Okay, so she's in Florida. She's probably from
Daytona
500, right? So there's no way this cost her any less than $30.
That's great.
When somebody gives you something of value, do you throw it away or do you find a place for it?
Find a place.
You find a place for it. I'm not throwing this away. Now, Anthony's tchotchke, you might throw away, and that's totally fine. I know that it's a consumable. But Mary Smith in Daytona, Florida, I'll never forget her. And guess what? I'm singing her praises right now.
That's awesome.
This is expensive, but Mary knew that somebody at a CRS event is an agent that's been around the block. They're continuing their education. They're networking. They're someone I want to refer business with and share in the future. So she made the deeper investment of making sure that I had one of these and remembered her.
I love it. I love it.
That's what I got, Don.
I appreciate it. Great stuff. I do have a question. First of all, a lead like that, man, that pick and choose, right? That's a really, really nice gift, but nobody's going to forget Mary on this call now that you've shown us. Second of all, one of the things I get all the time from, I don't know if it's anybody on this call, but it's recorded, so people want to see, is how do I stay in touch with these folks longer term, quarter after quarter, month after month? Am I emailing? Am I video? Am I treating them like a past client? Do I send them something different from an agent to an agent? How do I make that easy? What say you for follow-up like that?
Yeah, that's a great question because again, it's about relationships. So somebody that I'm modeling a little bit of what I do is his name's Jeremy Applebaum. We talked about him. He's in the Kansas City market. And I actually, when we moved from Kansas City, I hired Jeremy to sell my house. I was licensed. I could have sold it myself, but I actually wanted to spend the money. I got a referral fee off of it, by the way, for referring myself. But I wanted to use and see what Jeremy's process was. So yeah, I gave him 10 grand to sell my house. I got, 2 or 3 for a referral, but I had him sell my house. Now I know what his follow-up is as far as a buyer's agent, seller's agent, and from an agent to agent standpoint, he makes sure he's connected with you on social, Facebook, so LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, what have you. So you stay top of mind when you see his stuff pop in your newsfeed. Just like our past clients, we want to be friends with all our past clients. Hey, it's great to see that little Timmy graduated high school. That's awesome. What are you guys doing these days? How's life? Ford method, family, occupation, recreation, dreams, FROG, family, occupation, recreation, goals. You guys heard of those before? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So past client follow-up, we're wishing them happy birthday.
Nice.
We're congratulating them when they have, let's say, how many people have you seen on your newsfeed that's an agent in another area? Here's my old ones. Hey guys, look at me. I just sold 75 deals. You can follow up with them and say, hey, congrats. That's awesome. How did that go? How much of that was agent to agent? Can we do more business together? Birthday, anniversaries, or their work anniversaries, what have you, before, during, after events. I'm not a big fan of receiving somebody's newsletter about their market area and what's going on. I'd rather have, like Mark, I'd rather have that conversation.
Right.
But that's 6 to 8 times right there that you're following up with them without being that annoying, like, hey, here's my newsletter in my area. Subscribe to my Facebook page, or subscribe to my business Facebook page.
Right.
I don't
I'll
know about
give you a referral fee with every referral.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
good. Okay.
I'd say once a quarter outside of that is probably good. Melissa Menard does 2 calls a year. I'll get a call from, other than my birthday, I'll get a call. Hey, Anthony, how's Jess and the girls doing? So we talk about that. We talk about wine. We talk about whatever.
That's cool. Great answers. Great answers. Any other questions? Anybody? Going once, going
So
twice.
once I get into doing more of this, I'll be reaching out.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well,
Very
there's
nice.
so much more to the process, guys. When I receive a referral, I've got my agent to agent referral going out. And if I'm receiving a referral, I already have my form pre-filled out. That was another thing, Karina, I wanted to mention is when you see that on there, and let's say I've got a referral in your area. Hey, Karina, I saw that you've got a referral for someone in my area. I went ahead and found your email address. So I was active. I went and found your email address. I went ahead and forwarded you my referral form. I made it easy for Karina to say, yeah, you know what? Anthony's the dude. Let me just fill this out and send it back.
Great.
With your referral, your broker signature, and your W-9. Okay. Anyway.
Already done though. You're making it easy for them just to say yes and make it happen. That's
And when
awesome.
somebody sends me a referral, whether I get the business or not, I send them a card. Coffee and referrals keep me going. And then I put a little Starbucks gift card on there. Hey, thank you so much for getting me connected with Bob and Sally. Whether they sell a house or not, I just wanted to say thank you. Send this in the mail, hand address, hand stamps. 2 book recommendations I'll let you guys go with. You guys ever heard of Perk Your Sphere?
Yes.
It's this thick. You can read it on a 30-minute airplane flight.
Yes.
This is very good about past client follow-up, but it's very applicable when it comes to agent follow-up. And then if you haven't read Todd Herman's Alter Ego,
Good book.
who do you need to become in order to do more agent-to-agent business? Apply it to any lead pillar or any part of your business. Who do you need to become for your life? I'm working out. I need to be more like David Goggins. If you don't know who David Goggins is, he's a freaking beast. But who do you need to become? Who's your alter ego to become in order to achieve what it is you're needing to be achieved? Those are my 2 book recos.
Mic drop moments. Let's recognize Anthony. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for being here. Find something, put it into action. I will catch you all on our next session. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Anthony.
Thank you.
See ya.